Croeso, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and on behalf of Heathley de Cymru South Wales Police, welcome to Cardiff City Stadium, welcome to the E-Crime Summit 2011, and to a very safe part of the world. I'll indulge myself by repeating something I said to a few colleagues last night. We were reviewing crime figures for the period since 1995 a couple of days ago, and reflecting on the fact that recorded crime in South Wales since 1995 is down by 1/3, in the region of 50,000 fewer victims of crime in the last year than in 1995. An achievement which we are proud of what that means for our communities here in Wales, but that is set against a reality of new and emerging threats, and I'm delighted to welcome you all to the summit today on behalf of the 4 Welsh police forces and to reinforce and underline our commitment to tackling e-crime and supporting the E-Crime Wales project. That's not just a commitment seen here in Wales and of course this week attempting, I think unsuccessfully, to steal our thunder. The Home Secretary convened, the Foreign Secretary should I say, convened an event in London, a conference which we very much welcome as reinforcing our message here in Cardiff. William Hague there urged a global coordinated response and called for policy which would bring cyber users together with the need to agree on norms of behaviour to seek a future cyberspace based on opportunity, on freedom, innovation, human rights and partnership between the government, civil society and the private sector. A sentiment which we very much agree with through the E-Crime Wales project here. It was also interesting to hear the head of the largest and one of our intelligence agencies, Ian Lobman from GCHQ, reinforce the Foreign Secretary's comments, calling for a response to disturbing levels of cyber threat. And I think very tellingly, from the perspective of security, making a comment about the economic impacts, noting that intellectual property theft doesn't just cost companies concerned, it represents an attack on the UK's continued economic well-being. That's the backdrop against which police officers and the law enforcement community have seen our role change a great deal over the period since 1995. We historically would have attended many of the scenes of crimes, physical crimes involving injury or the loss of property, which we could see and get a real sense of the economic harm impacting on victims. Whilst the role of police officers has changed in that period and law enforcement must respond to new challenges, I am determined, and we are determined as a group of forces, that we keep at our heart our fundamental role to protect the public, to provide a safe and secure environment, whether that is their physical environment in our communities or their online environment. It's our duty to ensure that we inform our communities to help them live those safe and secure online lives, but that we also continue to tackle e-criminals wherever they present themselves. We're doing that through our economic crime units across the 4 forces of Wales, and by working ever closer together through our high-tech crime units. You will have seen in the exhibition hall that we are also taking our education message right into communities, and I think very fundamentally into schools, so that we begin sharing that information in the earliest part of people's digital lives. We've already heard a little about the stories which have seen e-crime feature large in the headlines, and about the estimates for the UK impact. That UK impact in Wales, perhaps £1 billion, and across the world, perhaps 600 billion. Those crimes have proved difficult to detect and punish, partly because of their sheer technical complexity and partly because of that very global nature which sees attacks come from hundreds or thousands of miles away. I've got to reinforce comments made earlier, and I'm quite interested in the feedback from the survey work there, that this is not getting easier. The challenges we face will have at least 2 further complexities as we perceive them going forward. The move to ever greater mobile computing, how many people there registered their principal use of the internet through smartphones and through the cloud. We have historically at least been able to go to a building and recover a computer, recover a server, and begin computer forensic works to trace back offenders' actions. That will become an ever more challenging situation as we move into the cloud. That complexity is one of the reasons why we place such value on our partnership with business, with the academic world in Wales and with Welsh Government. Businesses in Wales do face a real and potentially devastating risk from e-crime, with new threats emerging all the time. But they also represent terrific intellectual firepower to defend consumers and fellow businesses from e-crime. I think we should be very proud, and for all the concern we'll express today, very optimistic about what we have to offer here in Wales in terms of intellectual firepower, in terms of technologies, and in terms of skills. And of course, this is not a Welsh issue. We are working closely and trying to tap the potential for organisations and agencies across Europe to share intelligence and experience on e-crime security activities online. And that could be a key weapon for us against the evolving threat. Regions across Europe have visited us here in Wales and benefited from the eCrime Wales experience over the last year. That work is being cemented in an e-crime project the Welsh Government is leading on digital collaboration through DE-LAN. We've been testing a pilot to trial a secure online platform for a European regional e-crime partnership. DE-LAN represents a 3-year interregional project aiming to establish the practical implications of creating new types of digital networks amongst small to medium enterprises across Europe. The pilot project will be used to create a collaborative online environment to digitally connect organisations, companies and individuals that trade together. And the Welsh Government, through eCrime Wales programme and DE-LAN, is exploring the possibilities of creating that digital ecosystem for online crime fighting, with regions including Spain, Greece, Lithuania, Sweden, Finland and other parts of the UK, formerly dear to my heart, including Scotland and Yorkshire. European cooperation then is going to be key to ensuring a consistent approach to preventing e-crime and prosecuting the perpetrators. The very nature of e-crime means this is an international and global business, but we are determined that Wales should not provide any kind of sanctuary for e-criminals. This summit takes place at a time at which our resources in law enforcement and across the public sector are tightening, and at a time at which individuals, communities and businesses have less resources to meet the challenges they face. It is therefore absolutely crucial that we work smarter, tapping that intellectual firepower, the technology and skills we have available to us here in Wales. There's a real commitment from policing to the partnerships with Welsh Government, to the e-crime steering group and to strategies such as Digital Wales. And the e-crime Wales partnership really does want to equip businesses with the information and knowledge to be aware, vigilant, informed and safe to protect themselves against the effects of e-crime. I'm keen, and have been talking to colleagues through the run-up to this summit, that we develop further our joint work. We don't rest on the laurels of a significant achievement already under our belts through eCrime Wales, but that we look to bring law enforcement, research communities and commerce ever closer together to give Wales the safe and secure environment and the cutting edge it deserves and already in many senses has. Partnership work is important to us as a police service, and I was reflecting yesterday with a colleague. For all that I talked there about technology, skills, strategy, prevention, actually we are the cops. So we have to go out and do that old-fashioned thing and arrest people. And we're still doing that, folks. I want you to know that every week and every month we are tackling fraud and e-crime in our communities as it affects lives. Yesterday I was reviewing with a colleague a case involving a Nigerian-based online fraud. It'd be very familiar to everyone in the room in terms of the method of that, where we raided premises in Cardiff and Liverpool with links back to Nigeria. Truly global offending here in our safe city, not welcome, and we are driving that out through enforcement, just as we are working with people to protect themselves. That protection comes against an ever-evolving threat, and so in conclusion, can I just say again, it is a real privilege and a pleasure to see so many people here today at what was an oversubscribed event to continue to evolve our response. I stand on the shoulders of giants, trying to look tall here, because there's a lot of good work being done by other people to bring eCrime Wales to the position it's in already. A lot of work with colleagues and a truly shared vision here, and some really important relationships. If I can reinforce a point others will make, we have a unique opportunity here in Wales because of the scale of government, the scale of business, and of our communities to actually reach out and touch each other. For all we will do virtually, this is a terrific opportunity to meet people and to exchange ideas and develop our response. Wales is already an incredibly safe place to live and work. Our online environment is safer through the work that eCrime Wales has done, and through summits such as this, I very much wish, hope and believe it will continue to get safer. I wish you well for a successful summit. Thank you very much.